Welcome to Shasta Lake Natural Caverns. It's a really nice adventure up here in Northern California, just off the 5 freeway. How many of you say the 5? And how many of you say Interstate 5? I'm curious to know. I've kind of noticed this kind of an East Coast, West Coast thing, huh? So I'm a West Coaster. Anyway, it's a really nice boat trip across the water till you get to this, you can see where I'm zooming in there, you're going to go way up the hill up there. You're going to go way up high in elevation. But you got to get across the water first to this pickup point where you go into a shuttle. It's like a little bus. And they take you up this really steep hill, windy steep hill along the edge of the cliffs there. To get to the top of that mountain right there off to the right. That's all bald. You can see all the rock. Yeah, you're gonna go way up there. And if you don't like heights, I would think twice about this trip, because this bus trip is, it's a doozy. I think you're lucky I don't have video footage of it, or so I might make you all throw up right about now. But my daughter's a trooper, and she was a little hesitant to go inside the caverns, but she did it, and it was really neat, really good experience. And they're about to start the tour right now, so let's listen in and see what they have to say.
Alrighty, now before we head into the cave, I'd like to describe this rock right here to you guys. Now this rock, does anyone have a guess of what it is? No? Alright. This rock is called limestone. Limestone is a sedimentary rock. That means it forms at the bottom of the ocean. Now, a very cool thing is that limestone is actually residing on a landscape called karst. Karst landscape is the type of landscape actually provides 20% of the world's drinking water. So it's very vital to our economics. Great.
The cave sits at 58 degrees year round and at 90% humidity. The humidity helps it to feel a little warmer than it actually is. In the winter time, when it's really cold outside, it will appear warmer in the cave, but it's still only 58 degrees. And then in the summertime, as we just experienced, when it's really, really hot outside, it feels nice and cold coming into the cave. We've got some natural air conditioning going on in here. We're going to make our way up this quick flight of stairs here.
So, we just walked into the discovery room. So, one thing that I need to let you all know and fill you all in on is something that we like to call the filling in process. The filling in process happens when the pores of the limestone drip water from the ceiling. Then it releases carbon dioxide, which then extracts the calcium in the limestone.
As you guys pass the staircase up here, you'll see this giant chunk of flowstone. This is actually the top of the formation right here. falling right out of the ceiling and then toppling over like a tree. If you look in all these little crevices here, you can see some pretty weird stuff. Different crystals and stuff forming in there. There's some fungus growing right there. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it looks pretty neat. All right, so we have now reached the dome room. It's the second room of the tour and also the second tallest room of the tour. It stands at 80 feet all the way up to the top here. And you remember the calcite raft that Hayden mentioned in the last room? Well, we had one growing about 2/3 of the way up this dome here. So water had filled this room up to that point, allowing for the calcite raft to grow, but then eventually over time the water drained away again. So there was nothing there to hold that raft in place and it just fell to the floor. And you can see all the rubble left behind amongst the stone there. So we would have made our way up this direction to get to the basement room. But when they got up to the end there, they heard water gurgling behind the face of the rock, and they didn't want to risk blasting it open and flooding this area. So they took away all their dynamite and took the tour back in that direction, creating a loop for the bottom half of the cave. You can see where they damaged this flowstone here. They didn't mean to do it, it was on accident. But they took the broken pieces and put it in this wall here. So if you guys would like to come up and touch the crystals here, you can. This is the only place in the cave that will let you touch. There's a bit of flowstone peeking out behind the wall here. If you guys would like to touch that, you can. A lot of the formations look like they'd be slimy or gooey, but only last 4 feet at a time with their dynamite. It was a very slow process. We began blasting in 1959, and then in 1964, we were able to give our first tour of the cave.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they came back and poured concrete steps and everything. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And limestone is actually an ingredient in cement. So when they blasted the tunnels away, they saved all the rubble, took it to your dry quarry, mixed it into cement, and then brought it all back and created these pathways and staircases that we're all walking on today. Right? These three years of the cycle.
Like Elon Musk is born. All there to come about.
Really? What is he really right now? Oh,
I think he's still in his legs for your tunnel to use as, you know how to have a monorail system? And you corner the tunnel.
Added to the tour of the 80s. It was discovered in 1972, and the man who discovered it was actually here earlier today visiting us again. He used to work for the Thompson brothers and he decided to come back for a tour today.
Oh,
Alright, so I didn't get a chance to meet him, but he did talk to our boss, Cave Dave, and he's going to be sending him some old photographs and a newspaper clipping that exposed the story of him. As you walk up the stairs here on your right, you'll see an inscription on the wall. Didn't they kind of talk to you guys about James and Charles on the bus right up here? No, okay, so James A. Richardson and Charles Morton were the original discoverers of the cave. James Richardson had discovered the entrance in 1874, but he was alone at the time, and it's not safe to go into a cave by yourself, so he just made note of the entrance and was going to come back, but he lost track of it.
that's so cool.
We have about 6 minutes left in the cave today. If anybody would like for me to get your picture against the railing with these formations in the background, I'll go ahead and do that now. Oh, it's a shortcut. Oh, surprise me. The natural entrance of the cave is kind of tucked up behind this rock here, kind of like back behind it a little bit.
Huh, interesting.
One of our tour guides swears that you can see it from the highway. I've never been able to see it.
Yeah?
There's a picture of it at the visitor center though, in one of the display cases. So if you guys want to take a peek at it, you can kind of see what it looks like.
Cool.
We have a back grate installed on the outside of it, so that way no large animals or people can try to sneak into the cave after hours.
Right.
Only the bats are free to come and go as they please. Now on the side there, you might be able to see what kind of looks like another cave opening. Is it right here?
Oh, right down there? Down towards the bottom of the tree line?
Maybe this isn't the right spot. I almost turned my flashlight on to shine it over there.
That's gonna work real well.
Let's see. Yeah, more over this way. It's like a slant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, on the
mhm.
top of the tree line.
Yeah. So I know for sure there's most definitely other like cavities in the mountainside, but I think the federal government just doesn't want people poking around here disturbing the mountain.
Sure.
So the only example that we have is the cave here. There's another cave nearby that is now completely shut off from the public because they hit a lot of vandalism in there. People were straight up spray painting and breaking the formations, leaving trash everywhere.
Wow.
These limestone caves are very sacred to the Wintu Native American tribe around here. Like so sacred that they wouldn't even dare step foot inside because they just don't want to violate the cave.
Huh.
So they were not happy.
Oh yeah, they don't like you at all.
No, they had a meeting with the California State Park Rangers, and they're like, "You guys need to shut this down. Like, this is not okay. You guys have really dropped the ball on supervising this."
We spent the remainder of our descent back to the parking lot talking about the surrounding native tribes, and including the ones in my county. If any of you guys watched my first underground exploring video, Trinity's Gold Mines, I have a segment in there with a natural cavern as well, just like this. And as you find out, I live in Trinity County, and that's where Natural Bridge Monument is. And we won't get into that today in this video. But for the last of the film, I wanted to do just a collage of pictures from inside the cavern, because as you may have noticed while we were in there, the tour was going kind of fast, and I don't think I was going slow enough with my camera, to be honest. So I put together these pictures to try to give you some more detail of how beautiful it is in there. And it's an amazing place. It really is, and I can understand why the natives don't go in there. Because if you weren't part of a tour, if you were going in there by yourself, you would have a completely different feeling. There's just something spiritual about the place. Something real. I don't know how to describe it. But, yeah. The other thing you'll notice is this cavern has a lot of stairs, a lot of ups and downs throughout the tour. That might be hard on some people with, bad ankles or knee joints or anything else like that. It's quite a bit different from the caverns on the East Coast, the Luray Caverns. I've been there also. And if you guys like this video, I'll do a video of Luray Caverns, because I have extensive pictures there. And so the difference is Luray Caverns is pretty much flat. I mean, compared to this place, it's flat. You don't go over a lake. You don't drive up the cliff of a mountain. You don't do all these stairs inside the cavern. It's very flat place, and they even have an elevator inside Luray. So that makes it real convenient. The other thing about Luray is there's water in there still, and that really makes it magical, because when you're taking pictures of certain areas, it's like a mirror effect, where your world is turned upside down at the same time, and it just makes amazing pictures. It looks like you're out in space, to tell you the truth. But I would recommend this tour here in Shasta to anyone who's got good legs and wants a little adventure for the day. The boat ride is really peaceful. You get a really good idea of how much water is gone from the lake once you're in that boat down on the shore. You don't really understand it just driving across the bridge on the 5 freeway. But the tour guides were really great too. They took pictures for us. And yeah, it's a magical spot. And too bad we can't see more of these because, they were vandalized. And that seems to be a recurring thing all over the place. So I hope they can protect what's left, because it sure is magical. And we even got a little explanation of how it forms, which I didn't get to give in my first video. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Come again, and maybe I'll see you in Luray Caverns next. Who knows? All right. Bye-bye.